These are interesting facts about horror movies, part 4. Did you know in Ji-woon Kim's 2010 film I Saw the Devil, the actor who played as the serial killer Chae Min-sik was so into character that he got the idea of beating up a random stranger who talked rudely to him in an elevator, only to realize that he has turned violent during the shoot and eventually freaking out. Following the film's release, he met a girl in the elevator who freaked out and panicked seeing him after having watched the film. To calm her down, he told her, quote, "I don't kill people anymore, so you don't need to be worried about me. I'm human, not a killer," end quote.
On Christmas Eve 2008, a young girl opens the door to see Santa Claus, but it appears there's something under his outfit. She assumes that it's presents for her and the rest of her family, so she runs to give him a hug, but is instead shot in the face with a 9mm bullet. The man dressed as Santa, 45-year-old Bruce Pardo, proceeds to kill 9 of her family members and set the house on fire with a gift-wrapped flamethrower. Bruce's divorce had been finalized 1 week before the massacre, and the house he burned down was where his ex-wife and her family were celebrating Christmas. He had no criminal record and no past history of violence, and following the attack, Bruce drove to his brother's house and took his own life.
This next video comes from a series of Snapchat stories uploaded by a woman named Mackenzie Smalley. She can be seen walking outside in the middle of the day in Old Town Scottsdale, probably just trying to enjoy her afternoon and take in the fresh air. However, that's made impossible because just behind her, a creepy man in a pickup truck is following her, turning down every corner she is. At one point in the video, she kindly tells the man, "I need you to stop following me," but it's obvious that he won't obey her wishes.
"I need you to stop following me right now. I don't know you. I don't know you. Bye!"
She then says that at one point, she even needed to break into a full-on sprint in order to get away from the eerie being. Luckily, the woman was able to escape from the man, but she's expressed her frustration that people who saw the incident unfold didn't do anything to help her.
And the most frustrating part about all of that was I was looking at all the other cars that were driving by, like looking, like saying, like, help, like this, like giving them like the eye, and I didn't do anything.
What is the address to your emergency? 5 Street Laundromat. What is it? Morris Street Laundromat. What's the problem? I've been abducted. Who abducted you? John Green.
The call you just heard was made by a woman who had been abducted and held as a prisoner by Sean Great, in an abandoned house now dubbed the House of Horrors. During Sean's interrogation, the police would discover that the extent of his crimes were far worse than they could have ever imagined, and that the woman who helped bring him down was lucky to have escaped with her life. Over the course of a decade, Sean killed 5 women in Ohio, and lured the Jane Doe you heard in the phone call to an abandoned house where he likely would have made her his 6th victim. In this house, he was concealing the bodies of his last 2 victims, one in the basement and one in an upstairs closet. Police said that the house smelled like death and that there were maggots and flies everywhere. During his interrogation, it took him several hours to admit to what he did to this Jane Doe. But once he did, dozens of other confessions began pouring out with it. Other than him continually trying to justify his crimes, the most disturbing moment of his interrogation was this.
Which would be easier for you, to kind of show it or to have like a stuffed animal doll teddy bear thing, to however you had that? I can go grab one from these guys or something.
I was thinking I'd demonstrate on you.
That's what you want to do. Look at that big smile.
Sean Great in the room. It's September 15, 2016, time 17:04. Sean's going to demonstrate the way he uses in strangulation in cases that we have been discussing.
Well, Elizabeth, right? It was kind of shocking, right? I was just joking. We were just joking, like how she wished she kind of would die. You know what I mean? It was like, so I'll help you. I just feel like this. You know what I mean? Like.
Pushing forward and up at the same time.
Right, and she kind of just like whacked my hands and like started flipping out and stuff like that, to the point where I had to just like grab her and I just would lean forward and just press. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Cannibal facts that'll eat at you for days. Part 2. 71-year-old Tamara Samsonova murdered and ate at least 11 people and kept a diary detailing her crimes. She's been dubbed the Granny Ripper, and this CCTV footage shows her carrying the head of one of her victims in a saucepan. In 2008, a man on a packed Greyhound bus named Vince Lee killed and beheaded another 22-year-old passenger. He proceeded to dismember and eat his body in front of the other people on the bus. In 2008, Joe Matheny was sentenced to death after murdering 8 people, turning their meat into hamburgers, and selling them to unsuspecting customers. This photo shows the survivors of the 1972 Andes plane crash. The passengers resorted to cannibalism to survive 72 days in the snow. If you look closely at the ground, you'll see a human spine picked clean next to the guy on the right. In 1928, Albert Fish met up with his friend with the intention of killing and eating him. However, when he was introduced to the guy's 10-year-old sister Grace, he decided to eat her instead. After, he sent a letter to their parents saying that she tasted sweet and tender.
Did you know that there's a woman from Bulgaria who passed away shortly after getting proposed for marriage? If not, then you might want to hear about this. In January 2015, a 29-year-old woman from Bulgaria named Dimitrina Dimitrova visited her longtime boyfriend at the tiny resort of Cala Tarita in Ibiza, who was working as a waiter. Her boyfriend decided it would be a romantic gesture to take Dimitrina on the top of Cala Tarita's cliffside to enjoy the beautiful view of the ocean. When all of a sudden, Dimitrina's boyfriend got down on his knees and proposed to her in marriage. Dimitrina was super excited and she immediately accepted her boyfriend's proposal. She then started jumping up and down with delight. Unfortunately for Dimitrina, she wasn't aware of her surroundings, so she accidentally fell off the 20-meter cliff, ultimately injuring her severely. She luckily survived the fall, but sadly, she passed away moments later from a heart attack that was brought on by the injuries caused by the fall. Did you know that this mother from Michigan killed her 3-year-old daughter because of what SpongeBob SquarePants told her? If not, then you might want to hear this. On September 17, 2022 at Oscoda, Michigan, a police officer named Gerald Sobolewski received a call from a man inside his sister's residence claiming that he found a human foot. So Officer Sobolewski immediately drove to the residence, and when checking into the back room of the house, he found 2 garbage bags with one of them having a human foot sticking out. And unfortunately, inside one of the garbage bags was the body of a 3-year-old daughter named Sutton Moser, who was stabbed multiple times before being stuffed into the bag. Police immediately riled up a search team for Sutton's mother and eventually found her passed out in a nearby graveyard. Turns out, the 22-year-old mother named Justine Johnson was the culprit who stabbed and killed her 3-year-old daughter and was therefore immediately detained by the police. And when asked why she did it, it was later revealed that she was experiencing hallucinations due to heroin withdrawal and not sleeping for approximately 2 weeks. So on the day of Sutton's murder on September 16th, Justine was hallucinating while watching SpongeBob SquarePants, who apparently instructed her to take her daughter's life.
This scene will for real give me the chills forever.
Helen, did you plan on doing something tonight? Because I think I have to go out. Helen? Helen?
If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide.
Stay in your seats. This is new. They're early.
They're giving us a real show today.
That they are. They're giving us a real show today. They're ready, we're ready.
Welcome to the Star Lasso Experience. Only at Jupiter's Claim. Please remember to avoid using your cell phones or any flash photography during the event.
Bear with us now. Trained animals can be unpredictable.
Now sit back, stay in your seats, and enjoy the Star Lasso Experience.
Flexing the habit, don't try to impress her. She on her knees, now she want me to bless her. Stack on my plate, I can never get fed up. Stack on my plate, it was ramen and hot sauce. My whip and my bitches decide to take the top off. Dick in the dirt, now I'm getting my rocks off. If he talk down there, we taking his block off. BYGS, I ain't hanging with lames. I hit on one, she don't need know my name. Look at this pistol, I'm riding with flame. Run up some bread, I can't turn on the grain. But it's gang shit. On the road to riches, I can't lane switch. Off-white, you in K-Swiss. Bitch, I had to get it, ain't complacent. You ain't win and got it, bitch, you pissed off. Fucking dip till a kid rocks. Need to play a rough or you get picked off. I don't need crowd. I should've tapped, put that on my wristwatch. Got this shit jumping, my diamonds, they crisscross. Pull up, she taught me I can't never lip lock. I keep a rocket, I cock it and lift off. God, can you hear me? I'm stuck in this hellhole. I'm burning bridges, this shit getting narrow. I need some diamonds, my neck in a sailboat. Wake up and get it, I can't have my bread low.